All right. All right. I think we're good to go. All right. How's everyone doing? Doing good. My cat's eating like a madman right now. So if you hear a little chain in the background, that's my cat's little collar. I think he heard me. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. It is Friday. It's a nice day. It's beautiful. I don't know about you guys. I don't know where you guys are living or what's up, but it's a nice day. And yeah, I got some stories for you guys. We're just gonna chill, talk, have that cup of coffee. Let me take the spoon out. And so yeah, we're just gonna talk, chill, and have a good one. Grab your cup of coffee, sit back, relax. Let's get into it. This is episode what, 9? Yeah, episode 9. So here we go. Let's do the intro. Well, I'm bored as shit, got nothing to do during this quarantine time. So I might as well make a video or post something on YouTube. So it's my podcast. Cool. Woo! So let's see. Let's get the incense going. That's how we know. Screw it. We already know what we're choosing. We're doing the apples. These ones are huge, man. Like, dude. I don't know about you, but these are pretty big. Smells like grandma's house too. Um, Dude, let me tell you something. I gotta tell you something that happened to me last night. This has never happened to me before. I had a really good sleep. Don't you just love it when you sleep great? Oh man, you have a really deep sleep. I don't even remember my dream. That's how deep it was. And this has never happened to me. There was a point where I was when I must have been sleeping with my mouth open, and I choked on my spit while I was sleeping, and it scared the shit out of me. It was like those dreams you have when you fall off of a building and right before you hit the ground you wake up and you're like, oh. It was like one of those things. Like I woke up and I was like, it just didn't sound that pretty, but it was interesting. It's never happened to me before. Comment below if that's ever. I've heard there's a thing where, and it's a legitimate thing where people can swallow their tongue in their sleep, so they get like mouth guards or something like that hold your tongue. Or I don't know. I don't know how it really works, but I'll search it up. I want to see what it is. What is it called? Oh, I might have messed up. It's okay. We'll only do one incense. This one's got to go. There we go. This one was way too big, so I couldn't do it. But yeah, no. What was it called? It's when you, if you know it, comment. Feel free to. Um, what's it called? There it is. What's it called? Oh, it's a word. Well, it's like sleep apnea too. That's true. I would hate to have something like that because I love sleep. Sleep is great, man. It just feels so good. I don't know. I used to. Sometimes I have like when I was younger. No shit. Stop saying that. A while ago, I used to have like sleep insomnia, but like I also play video games, so sometimes I just stay up till like fucking all night long. I don't know about you guys. Comment below if I have any video gamers out there. If you're playing a video game right now, I know I'm live on like 8 different things right now. But if we got any gamers out there, comment below what your favorite game is. Right now, for me, mine is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've been playing the shit out of that, like so badly. I even learned a theme song on my guitar. Oh my god, it's like that bad. Uh, but yeah, video games are great. And I love sleep. I know it's a little late. It's usually late. I try to do these earlier as best as I can, but I woke up late today because I woke up late and I'm like, oh shit, it's 3:10 where I'm at. But you know what? You gotta do it. You just gotta do it. Stay motivated. Keep doing it. Um, just a little quote for you. And uh, you know what I realized? I realized that I don't I don't know if you have WalMarts where you're at, but I have WalMarts here. And I've noticed that Walmarts are the places that there's always weird shit happening there. Always. I don't know what it is. You know, there's always something weird happening. I'll tell you one time I was with my friend, and I don't know why, we were just walking around. I forget what aisle we were in, like that kind of that sports section where all the bikes are at, and we're just chilling, and we're looking at I don't know what. And my buddy, he kind of swears a lot. He has a he definitely he definitely swears, and I do swear too myself, which I'm trying not to do so much, especially on these, because I watching back on these, I realized I dropped the F bomb like 500 times, so I'm trying not to. But anyway, so my friends is he's talking, we're just shooting the shit, and out of nowhere this woman comes up and she goes, uh, you could just tell right off the bat she just wasn't in a good spot, in life. She just comes up and she's like, "Hey, you guys are talking way too loud. You better shut the F up, And we're just like, whoa, 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 calm down, lady. Like, we're just talking, like I said, shooting the shit. She goes, well, if you're talking so loud, I can hear you all across all the fucking store. I can hear you all the way over there. And she's just going off. And then she goes, and if you don't do something about it, I'm going to do something. And you're not going to like the way I do it. And both of us just kind of look at each other where it's like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, and me, knowing me, I'm just like, yo, this is Walmart. I'm not trying to do, this is crazy. So I'm just trying to walk away from it. I'm just trying to grab my buddy, and my buddy lives off of stuff like that. And he's just going off like, oh yeah, you think you're so tough? I'm just like, dude, come on. Don't do this. Not now. Walmart though, I don't know what it is, man. I always notice there's always something weird happening there. You know what I always hate? I always hate those people that when you're waiting in line or something like that, they're screaming like it's always that family or something like that, and they're always just screaming like you know their life pretty much. You know their life because that's what they're doing. They're like putting on a show for you guys, you know. They're like, all right, grab the kids. Oh, wait, we got to go to Martha's after this. And they're like putting things, they're all scattered. I feel bad for them because they're just so disorganized. They're always disorganized as shit. And they're just sitting there, they're talking to the cash register and cashier or whatever, and they're just telling them a life story like, you'll never guess what happened to us the other day. Well, and you're just sitting there, and they're just putting on like pretty much a show, and you're just looking back like, is this really happening? What the hell's going on? Like I said, it's always Walmart. I don't know what it is. Let's see. So I did take the chat off the live stream just because I don't know why it's just not working. It's not. I can see it. On my screen, but it just won't show up on that. So I'm sorry for that. But I can't. I should be able to see what's going on now. I don't know. I'm not promising anything because this is some high tech shit. I'm not that fancy, but at least I'm going live. I want to talk though. One thing I did want to talk about was fears. I was thinking about this the other day because as the day goes on, I've learned that fears just kind of wither away and I don't really realize them. But one thing that I did realize recently was I was afraid of heights. And there was this time where a few years back where me and my buddies, we were all going hiking or something like that, and it's a common place where everyone, like all the locals know it. You can jump off this ledge and you can and go into the water and everything. It's super popular and it's great. It's a fun time. And there was this time where I didn't think about it. I was just like, yeah, well, let's do it. We're gonna go there and go swimming and have a good time. And so we get there and we get to the ledge and I look down and I'm just like, nope. Oh no. And it's weird because my legs almost gave out, and it's the weirdest thing. I've never experienced anything like that, and comment if you guys have any weird fears or anything like that, because it's crazy. And I do believe that you can get over them. I do believe that you can get over fears. I do believe that. The reason is because I had a fear for the longest time of water. I was terrified. It's because I was always a effing terrible swimmer, like horrible swimmer. Now not so much. I don't know. As you grow up, you're just like, I don't know. You I don't know, it's not that hard, but when I was a kid, man, I tell you, like, swimming was just not my forte. It was not my cup of tea. And I can't even tell you how many times I used to drown. Like, it was bad. It was bad. And I always used to panic. I always used to panic like a bastard. And like recently, it was funny. Recently, not recently. It was actually like last year. My family and I, we went to Mexico. It was like a nice family trip, and everyone was, everyone was there. It was good. It was a good time. And there's this time we were going scuba not snorkeling. It was snorkeling. That's what it was. But during this time, there was a bunch of seaweed. I guess this one time of the year, this is like when the seaweed just comes up out of the and out of the water and just pushes up to the shores and everything of Mexico. And it was during this time, so we kind of picked a bad time, but it was still beautiful out. It was still beautiful out. But anyway, so we go on this snorkeling trip, and there was a good amount of people. It was a big party boat, and it was great because they served drinks. They were, dude. My mom got hammered. God, it was a great time, man. She ended up drinking a whole freaking handle of vodka, dude. Legend. That's what I call a legend right there. Anyway, but we go snorkeling, and two things happened. I feel there snorkeling's a great time. I really do enjoy it. Group though wise, if you're doing like one of those tour groups things, be careful sometimes, because here's why. I saw like three people have like massive panic attacks in the water, and it was sad because they like, holy shit, I can't even tell you. And this one dude, he was swimming, and out of nowhere he just like comes up, he's like, get me out of here. Like, meanwhile the tour guide's like, ooh, there's a shark over here, and I'm like, let's go to it. Meanwhile, that was my fear. That was my biggest fear. But now I'm just like, I want to see this, and it was only like a foot long or something like that. It was only like a baby shark. But I tell you, there was this when that happened, I felt so bad for this guy. Make sure, like, when you're snorkeling in a tour group, that there's not many people behind you. Here's why: because I went to go kick off or something like that. I was trying to swim, and I was kicking. This poor dude was right behind me, man, and I just plowed him with my foot. I mean, just drove it right. I remember looking back, and he takes his goggles like, mother. I'm just like, oh. But I mean, common sense. Don't do that. You don't go up to someone when they're snorkeling. You don't go up to them on the especially behind them, because you're just asking to get kicked in the face, man. It's like spooking a horse. You're bound to get kicked in the face, or get kicked, or get shit pummeled. You know. But it was a good time. But and even that, it made me think about, after that we were talking about like, um, it's crazy how some people, they push off their fear, and they put themselves in these situations, and then you sometimes like, I learned that, like, especially for me, when I got rid of my fear of water, was I had to put myself in that situation and let it ride out, just ride out that storm. And I remember this time where it was years ago, because like I said, I was terrified of water. And fears can really, for some people, they can take a real good hold of your life and take a toll on you. Um, and for me, like, it always sucked, because whenever I go to the beach, or every time that I went to a lake or anything, where anytime it involves swimming or anything, I just couldn't do it. I'd always say no. I wouldn't want to do it. And that's why it's sad. And for me, another one was roller coasters, and that's a super common one for people, roller coasters. And it's crazy, because I used to go. I mean, just think about how many times you go to a theme park. That's why you go to a theme park. I mean, there was times where my family went to the trip to, Universal Studios, and went to all this stuff. Yo, let me tell you this. This is a real funny story. Okay, so this was years and years ago, and oh man, I'm talking like I had been 10 years old. And we go to Universal Studios in Orlando, right? And I was a huge fan at this time of The Mummy, man. I love that movie, The Mummy. Oh my god, I loved it so much. I knew every line. I loved it so much. And when I found out that there was a mummy ride at Orlando Studios and not Orlando, no, Universal Studios in Orlando. Sorry, I messed that whole thing right up. And when I figured that out, I was like, oh my god, like this is it. I didn't know at the time it was a roller coaster though. So hear this: when I'm 10 years old. Oh my god, I still remember this. Like the panic in me. I remember the panic in me, and like like you can tell right from the beginning you're going on a roller coaster and when you're going on like a themed ride in like Disney or something like that, because the roller coaster carts they hold you, they hold you, you know. So when I'm 10 years old and I'm loving the scene, like I love how they set it all up. It's super cool. It looks just like as if you're in a pyramid. I'm taking it in. I'm like, oh, I feel like I feel like I was in the movie. And then right when we get to the line, like right when we get to the carts, like you're about to get into them, I look at them and I stop and I look at my dad and I go, "Is this a roller coaster?" And then I look at the woman who's like in charge of the ride. I'm like, "Is this a roller coaster?" And she goes, "Yes." And I go, and I just was like, I was doing a hard nope. I was like, "Get me the f out of here." I no, no. And my dad's like, "Hey, hey, hey, it's okay, it's okay. It's not that long." Yo, Universal's is savage. They're savage, man. So anyway, I get on the ride, and the way it happens is like you're enjoying it. It's like a movie, it's really cool, and like the special effects and everything. And like right at the end, you least expect it when it's gonna happen. It just drops, and you go into a roller coaster, and you do loops, and it's pitch black, and it's just an it for me, panic attack. I mean, full out. I remember clinging to my dad's arm like for dear fucking life, man. Like just full on, like full grip. Just and I still do it when I go on roller coasters, believe it or not. I still do it. There's a part of me that I don't know why. It's just like that little kid inside me that it's still there and it's always right at the peak. I'm always fine. I'm enjoying it. Like comment if this has ever happened to you. Like you're in like you're just enjoying the ride. You're getting up. It's like and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. This is really cool. And you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be so fun. And you're like, oh fuck no. You just kind of like I sometimes I curl into a ball. It always. And who's ever with me, they always get a kick out of it. They're just like, what the fuck are you doing? And I just go, brace yourselves, brace for impact. Here we go. You know, man. But I tell you, when I went on that ride in Universal, I full out crapped my pants. I remember we got off the ride and my heart's pounding, dude. And I'm just like, my dad's like helping me walk, and like how after a ride they have like the screens and you can see all the pictures. My picture, our ride. There was a dude that literally goes, "I'm buying this just because to see this kid's face." My face was priceless. Like I don't know why my parents didn't get it because it was absolutely hilarious. It was just pure fear. It was just you just saw pure fear in a kid. You know what I mean? And looking back at it, if I saw that picture, I would laugh my ass off. It was that funny. It was that bad. And and even that, what's funny? A couple years ago, I went to a local theme park, like a theme park that's around my area, and there's this ride and it's really short. It's like 30 seconds max. I think I even counted it once when I was on the ride and it was like it's super short. It literally just goes like straight up and then just straight down and then a couple loop de loops and you're done. And there's this time where I get on it, right? And me and my friend are on it, right? We get there, and no, it was me and Christina. We get on the ride, and she knew. That's right, she knew that this kid that we're put. Like how sometimes if it's like a group of two, they match you up with like some random person. So you're always just like hoping. You're hoping to God, like, please don't puke on me. Please don't puke on me. Well, Christina saw that this kid looked a little pale and like didn't look that like he looked like he was gonna spew up all the candy he was eating. So she's like, no, you're getting in the middle, and she gets me in the middle, and I'm next to this kid, and he looks at me straight up. This kid just looks, and he's like 13, 14, and he looks at me and he goes, I don't feel too good. And I go, then why the hell did you just get on this ride? I swear to God, if you puke on me, we're going to have a bad problem after this. So if you're going to puke, you puke that way, okay? I don't care about the people behind me, but you puke that way. And he was just like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, you never say that to someone. You never ever do that. You never go on a ride and you're like, I don't feel too good. Yo. Oh, oh my God. That was a nightmare. But fears can be conquered, you know? Like oh wait, I got to tell you this other story that happened to me. Believe it or not, this is another hilarious roller coaster story. I guess this live cast today is just going to be about rides because this is another really funny one. Well, like how when class trip they usually go to like Six Flags or Disneyland or just a theme park in general. I'll never forget this. We were in Washington and we went to the Six Flags in New Jersey or Washington, one of the two. I forget, but you know what I'm talking about. Comment if you've ever been there. It's really cool. They have like one of the craziest rides. Like I think the King Cause there or something like that. That one was like it was out of order or something like that. So, but and I sure as hell wasn't going on that fucking ride. Hell no. There's some rides, I'm not gonna lie, till this day, I just say nope. Like I've learned we're just gonna sidetrack. I've learned recently that I don't like I think it's called like the zero gravity feeling. Like the rides that they just blast you off and they just drop right down. Um, there was a time recently where Christine and we go onto one of those rides and it was like the first ride we went on, and I didn't even think it was going to be that bad. Like I've been on them before and I've never thought it was that bad. And we get on it and it shoots us up, and right when it drops down, I swear to God, I was like this close to blacking out, and like I looked pale as shit, just super pale. And I just looked at her after that ride and I'm just like, yeah, I can't handle those rides, dude. So like those types of rides, I just know right off the bat, hell to the no. And it's a shame because I've always wanted to do the haunted house one and like in uh Hollywood Studios in Florida, the one where it's like the haunted mansion or something like that, and it just drops the elevator. I've always wanted to do that, but if I did that, I would probably black out, and I just don't like that feeling. I don't want that to happen, especially on a roller coaster. I feel like you just get whiplashed as shit. Have you ever seen those videos where people? It's always the slingshot videos, the ones that just go, it's a ball. Oh my God, that's terrible. Like you just see them, they black out and they're just like, they just like whip their head around, just like, oh, these poor motherfuckers. They probably wake up and they're like, what the hell just happened? Something just happened. I have no idea. It's crazy, man. It is absolutely insane. But yeah. So there's a time where well, this is years ago where my school we went to the Six Flags in New Jersey. And my English teacher, he convinced me and my friends to go on, I forget what ride it was. I honestly, I forget. I forget. And he was like, you guys got to come on this ride with me. And this teacher, I don't know if you ever had teachers that you just kind of looked up to. And, this is like middle school. And so all my friends, we all like looked up to this teacher. So when he was like, you kids want to go on this ride with me? We're just like, fuck yeah. And then as we're getting to it, I just looked at him and I said, I just realized I have a fear of roller coasters. And he goes, you'll be fine. And I go, and now this is true. I swear like a bastard when I'm on a roller coaster, especially if it's scary. If it's actually a scary one, I will scream like a bastard. And I don't scream, I just swear. And I told him that. I said, look, if I get scared, I might swear. Just please don't get me in trouble. And he was like, there's no judgment here. And we get on it. Now, mind you, this is like middle school, and we get on this ride, and I'm next to him, and then he's in the middle of me and my best friend, and so we're sitting there, and we're all like, "You ready? You ready? Yeah, let's go!" And they do 1, 3, 2, and right before they say 1, that's always when they shoot you off. The amount of swear words that came out of my middle school mouth would have shocked anyone. I don't think he realized how many swear words I knew. He was just laughing hysterically. Like, almost peed his pants, dude. He was laughing that hard. And at the end of it, everyone was laughing, and I was just like apologizing. I'm like, I'm so sorry, and like I didn't mean to. I feel like I just did a crime or something like that. You know, it was nuts. It was crazy. Roller coasters are really insane, but they're a lot of fun. You know, if you get over them, they are a lot of fun. Um, so I recommend them. I recommend them. Get over your fears, and I'd say that in the nicest way. Conquer your fear. If you have a fear, conquer that. Like my goals are to conquer that heights fear that I was talking about. Just because I don't know. You know, I like it. I like conquering a fear. Like when I had to conquer my fear of water, I had to, you know, I remember just going into open like when I went to the beach, I just went into the water and I had to like really kind of swim out far and just kind of like really just relax and kind of breathe easily. Because I don't know if this has ever happened to you, if anyone's ever experienced this, but sometimes when I was, you know, a long time ago, what used to happen to me is when I got in the water, I'd have like like my breathing would just get all fucked up. You know, it'd be super messed up, and I'd have like a panic attack almost just because of the breathing. So when I had to conquer that fear, I literally had to, you know, just take it easy. So I hope, you know, the reason why I'm talking about this is just because, you know, I know what it's like to have a fear. What am I doing? I want another sip of this. I haven't had that much coffee today, believe it or not, and not, I'm not particularly a fan of this new coffee I got. It's kind of weird tasting, but it'll do the trick. It'll do the trick. But I hope, you know, like I said, I hope you guys are having a good week. You know, I hope if it's beautiful out where you are, go enjoy that day. Soak it up. Soak it up. Get that sun. Just make sure you respect other people's space. 6 feet. You know what's wild, man? You know what's wild? Let me tell you this. The other day, uh, Christina and I, we had to go to Lowe's. I think it was like we have like it's like a local hardware store. You know, it has everything. And I forget we had to get like something to fix something, and oh no, she had to get pots for plants because she has like her own little garden on her patio right now. So she's going there. So we go, and on the over the radio, it's like it sounds like the apocalypse, man. It's like hello, welcome to Lowe's. It's like we care about everyone's safety. So while you're here, please remember to stay 6 feet apart and to always wear a mask. And remember that during this time, you know, it's just like, what the hell is happening? Even when we go to a grocery store, they do the same thing. Like, hello, welcome to the store. You know, we care for your health and everyone's health, and you know, blah blah blah. During this time, that's the thing that gets me. During this time, it's like, oh, ugh. I don't know. Growing up, I used to watch like all those zombie apocalypse movies, and it just, you know, that's like always like what you hear, you know, during this time, you know. Ugh. I hope everyone's being safe and, you know, and still being able to enjoy their time, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy, but we will get through this. We will get through this. Let's see. Oh yeah, speaking of theme parks, you know what? I was gonna talk about you know what? You know what's sad? They got rid of Jaws. Who gets rid of that? That was actually a really good ride. That was a great ride, but I understand that it had a lot of problems. I guess it used to like break down all the time. Even when we went on our ride, when we went on it, it kind of like had a malfunction. I read the book Jaws, believe it or not. I went through a Jaws phase because you want to know why? Um, this was when I was a kid. I always try to conquer this fear. I've always tried to conquer the fear of water and sharks. Sharks, still to this day, no way. No way. If there's a shark, I'm out. Well, depending on what kind of shark, you know what I mean? Because they're really not that afraid of you. They're more afraid. Well, they're more afraid of you than you think you are. And the statistics on like, you know, sharks biting people is like really low or something like that. Like you're more likely to get into, you know, stung by a bee than get bit by a shark. But it does happen. It does happen. Um, especially if you aggravate it. Or I've seen, you know what I've seen? I've seen kayakers, like people in kayaks, like sea kayaking, and they either go fishing and they encounter a shark or something like that. Yo, if that happened to me, ah, whoa, oh my god, because you're in a, like, I saw this one video where there's this guy who was in a kayak and he was literally taking his paddle and like pushing off the shark and everything, and I'm just sitting there like, nope, nope, because you're in a plastic little boat. Like a shark can, if you ever seen a shark's teeth, they have like it's like a saw, so they can just like tear right through things. It's crazy. But the Jaws ride at Universal Studios in Orlando is amazing. I know they still have it, I think, in California, but let's be honest, the one in Universal in Orlando was pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. It scared the shit out of you. Oh my god. See, when we went on it, it was kind of late because the park was getting dark. It was late, especially like the way it's designed. So it was like one of the last ones. And I remember not paying attention. Like I wasn't, there would be, you just go on so many rides that you just kind of like, whoever's in charge, they kind of lead you and take you to the next ride. And like, I think it was my dad who was like leading all of us. So we just like be on rides. So all the time, and it'd be great. And, it was kind of like how when I went on the Mummy, I kind of, right when I get in line and I see there's like a little river or like a little stream, and then there's like the boat coming up, I just realized, I'm like, fuck. Because Jaws is horrifying, let's be real. It's scary, and it is based on true events. It is. That's what it says in the book. It's based on true events that happened over time. And you gotta imagine how big that shark must have been. Like if it a 20 footer, it was like I think it was like a 24-foot shark, which is insane. That's insane. That's a big shark. That's a big friggin' shark. And we go on this ride, and I didn't want to sit closest to the water because I've seen the videos on it on YouTube. So I was purposely trying not to sit. You know what I mean? Because like it's like a boat, and like right here, this is where all the action, like the shark comes up. So I was like, hell to the no, I don't want to sit there. And my dad, he loved to scare the shit out of me, man. He loved doing that, man. There's so many stories where my dad scared the shit out of me. He still loves pranking people to this day and doing all that stuff. He still does it. And so he made sure that I sit closest to the water, closest to the action, because he knew just as well as I did. So I'm just like, when that shark came up, when you're in the warehouse, I believe, where it's pitch black, and then it just like, and the light comes up, I shit my pants. I swear to God, I shit my pants. I shit my pants, and I literally just remember I remember screaming so loud, and then after I just go, Dad, I shit my pants. Which and it's funny because earlier I was talking about how there's some things you just don't say on a ride. And here I am, I was that kid that's like, I shit myself. Oh, that's so funny. Oh. That's hilarious, man. But anyway, I'm going to end this podcast, live stream, whatever you may call it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for chilling out. I hope you guys like today's topics and stuff like that. If you did comment and I didn't see them, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure out the kinks in this live streaming stuff, so... That scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. How did that fall? Just chose to fall? Oh. That scared the bejesus out of me. Holy moly, my heart's pounding right now. I thought my cat just like got himself into a situation. So I was just like, what did my cat just do? Nope. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. If you guys like this video, feel free to go look at my YouTube channel and hit subscribe. And this is episode 9, I think, and there's always going to be more videos to come and stuff like that for the future. So yeah, take it easy, guys, and I will see you in the future. Well, I'm bored as shit, got nothing to do during this quarantine time. So I might as well make a video or post something on YouTube. So it's my podcast.